Morning all. All right, news of the day video to start things off today. Nice and quick. Get things done. Just the one game tonight in the National Hockey League. Nothing going on in the AHL. But some NHL stuff to talk about today. Ken Holland is apparently going to be the next general manager for the Los Angeles Kings. An announcement is expected in the coming days. So word had it that he turned down the job with the Islanders. So if he accepts the job with the Kings, at any rate, Ken Holland would become the new general manager, and that would make for an interesting wrinkle too, since he was general manager of the Edmonton Oilers, and now he would be taking over their arch rival in the LA Kings. So we'll see if that affects how they do things this summer or what happens, but that's expected to be announced over the next few days here. So it is almost offer sheet season. Restricted free agents can be pried away from one team to another via the offer sheet. We saw that last summer where St. Louis got Holloway and Broberg out of Edmonton. Edmonton couldn't afford to match the contract offers, and so they let those players go. And both Holloway and Broberg had amazing seasons for the St. Louis Blues. So the Blues were beneficiaries, and I think other GMs are probably taking a look at that and saying, maybe we could find the right player. And it's really about picking a team that you know can't afford to keep said player. So you make an offer, could be 5, 6, 7 million a year, knowing that the team that has his rights cannot match, and therefore you're more likely to get the player away from the other team. So the tiers have been revealed, and the compensation required for each tier has been revealed for this coming summer. So if the contract averages out to or equals $1,544,424 or less, there is no compensation. So if that's the cap hit, if that's how much it is on, say, a one-year deal, there is no compensation. However, if it is over $1,544,424, up until $2,340,037, it is a third-round draft pick that you now owe the other team. So you get the player, and you give up a third-round draft pick, and that's usually a pretty good bet for the team that's picking up the player. Now, if it's above $2,340,037 up until $4,680,076, then it's a second round draft pick that you are giving up if you get the player. And as odd as these numbers are and as crazy as this looks, we have seen teams get right up to that. Remember, I think it was Montreal for Sebastian Aho. They were right virtually at that top level in their offer sheet to Aho, which Carolina ultimately matched. So as really specific as these numbers are, there are teams that will then go to that specific number. So if the contract is above $4,680,077 up until $7,020,113, then you owe a first round pick and a second round pick. Keep in mind, it has to be your own pick. So let's say a team picks up Pittsburgh's first round draft pick and a second round draft pick from St. Louis. That is not your first and second round draft pick. It has to be your own. It has to be the one that your team originally had for the draft. And we have seen teams, St. Louis, I believe, last summer, traded to get their pick back that then they sacrificed in the offer sheet to the Edmonton Oilers. I think it was the Holloway one where they made that sacrifice, and probably, I would think, worth it. So if it's above $7,020,113 up until $9,360,153, then you owe the other team a first round, second round, and third round pick. And that's in that draft as well. So not only your own picks, but it has to be that year's draft picks as well. Then if it's not like the following season, so it'd be 2026 this summer, because you can't give up draft picks you've already used. Anyways, $9,360,153 plus up until $11,700,192. It's 2 firsts, a second, and a third that you owe the other team. And if it's higher than that, you owe them 4 first round draft picks. Now, I don't think that anybody's necessarily going to hit that top number and end up spending 4 first round draft picks, but notable RFAs that are out there this year. Evan Bouchard's the big one for the Oilers, so they want to get him done. I can't see anybody offering $11 million, but could I see somebody being in that $9 million range? Maybe a little higher? Sure. Bouchard's an excellent offensive defenseman. Luke Hughes is a restricted free agent, so come on, Vancouver. Anyways, I'll be doing a video on Vancouver today. And I'm kidding. There's no way Vancouver has the cap space. I doubt they have the draft picks either. We'll discover together the issues for the Canucks. But Noah Dobson's also on the list. So if you have a team that you're rooting for that really needs a defenseman and has some cap space, there are some big names available. Gabriel Velarde, like for instance, I was talking about Columbus a couple days ago. Columbus wants to, work on their blue line. There's definitely some money they have. But yeah, Gabriel Velarde, Matthew Nyes from Toronto, of course, JJ Paterka, Lucas Dostal. So if a team's looking for a goaltender, now Anaheim has the cap space. I think they get Dostal done, but we'll see. And Mason McTavish from the Ducks as well. So I did talk about the Ducks. They've got some big names that need to get signed. I would think that gets done now that the coaching search is done. But yeah, we shall see. Maybe it's going to be an exciting summer when it comes to restricted free agents. We have often talked about how there aren't really very many, if any, of the offer sheets. Maybe St. Louis has reversed that trend. So tonight there's one game in the National Hockey League starting at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The Dallas Stars lead the series 2-1. They're looking to go up 3-1. Winnipeg looking to tie the series. The bad news for Winnipeg is it would appear Miro Heiskanen is good to go for tonight. All the reports seem to indicate he's going to be back in the lineup for Dallas, a team that's been winning without him. And getting Miro back, it looks like they may go with 11-7 as well, so 7 defensemen and 11 forwards tonight. Could be a very interesting evening for Winnipeg and Dallas. Mostly healthy rosters, it seems, on both sides. And during the playoffs, that's a key thing, is being able to stay or get healthy. So with last night's win for Carolina, they now have 5 straight wins at home to start the playoffs. They're approaching their own record since 2015. The most wins in a row at home to start a playoffs since 2015. Carolina had 7 in 2022. Of course, the question now becomes one of, if they do get past Washington, what happens in the conference final? But hey, if you get to the conference final, that's a level of success in and of itself. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hit like and subscribe in the event that you have not done so already. And here's a little bit of a trick for everybody. Name a restricted free agent. Doesn't have to be one of the names I gave on the board either, that you think gets an offer sheet this summer. And then you can come back during the summer and go, see, told you, if it happens. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support as always. I will talk to you again soon.